Hi, my name is Cassie, and I was looking for a service dog because I have some disabilities that are starting to worsen as I get older, some mobility issues, some neurological function, and it was coming to the time where I needed some outside support beyond just the use of my cane. And so that's why my family and I discussed, and we decided we wanted to go ahead and invest in a service dog so I'd be able to regain some independence for myself. So when we were looking at what kind of breeds to get, we were considering Labrador retrievers, poodles, and golden retrievers. Are they able to handle this kind of work? Are they going to be willing to forgive and move on? Peach stood out with her, sweet temperament and her willingness to learn, which is something not all dogs necessarily come with. And for gender, I know a lot of people do prefer male dogs for more mobility work, just because they tend to get bigger. But I'm not very tall, and I definitely wanted a dog that was more focused on me and loyal. And that's found with a lot of female dogs. That's a trait they definitely exemplify. So that's why we decided to go with a female service dog. We have been working with a trainer for my other dog, Alfredo, and we had told them that we were looking to get a service dog for me and that we wanted their input from the very beginning because it's such a long process for a service dog to be able to get trained. And we wanted to start from the very beginning and get her set up for success. It was very difficult for them to commit to everything we needed for her. We had wanted them to help us pick out the puppy. They weren't able to do that with us. Whenever they would free, they would squeeze us in versus this was something they actively were working with us to do. To about 6 months, all we had really done with her was learning how to get on a spot and off a spot, on a spot and off a spot. She was terrified of everything. She was incredibly nervous, which is not a great thing for a service dog. But all we knew is we were following a trainer that we had trusted to lead us to the right direction because this was something I really needed, and my conditions are already starting to get worse, deteriorate. But she wasn't in a place of success where she could help me because she was so scared herself. And this was a big commitment of 6 months of her life already. And, this was incredibly devastating because we didn't even know if she was going to be able to make it anymore because we had picked her out for this work and all of a sudden we didn't know where to go. She was terrified of everything. She wasn't able to help me, and I wasn't able to help her with that. We wanted to see if it was possible for her to become a service dog, despite what they were telling us. We kind of went through other service dog trainers online, kind of seeing who was available, and we contacted Akron Caniner, and, we let them know the story. She was incredibly nervous, an insecure dog, which isn't always the great base, and we were very upfront about it. They came over, they did an evaluation, and they said, we'll be able to help her. We'll try. No promises because, of course, with service work, you do have to have a certain amount of temperament and work. And we were just fortunate that she was at a stage as a puppy where she was still malleable and still able to learn new things. And oh my gosh, she's like a totally different dog now. She used to be terrified to go anywhere, and now she's beautiful, bright, confident. She loves going out with me, and I've been able to regain a lot of independence from that. I go places by myself now with her. She's able to balance me, keep me grounded. I'm able to walk more with some more stability. I'm not so dizzy walking around. So I feel incredibly blessed to be able to have her in my life, and grateful to American Caniner to be able to help bring her to me like this. So Peach is 11 months. She'll be a year. It's been wonderful. She gets to learn a lot, and she's really excited to learn sometimes because she's still a puppy, though. She kind of gets too excited about learning things. But it's been great just seeing how much her confidence has come out with that. Wherever I go, she goes with me. So even just around the house, she likes to be in my footsteps. If she goes upstairs, she has to make sure I'm coming up behind her. And so when we're at home, off work, her vest is off, then she gets to spend a little time just being a dog. It's nice for her to kind of be able to decompress from being a service dog because Peach, you can definitely tell in her mind when the vest is on and we're going out, she completely shifts from playful, wanting to run around, see people, to she's focused on her work. And she's focused on being next to me, being aware if I need her to do anything and commands. And it's really nice because she just has that switch. Because when we're out in public, she's not my pet. She's not, just taking my dog for a walk. She's actively helping me with things. And it's very nice to be able to depend on her for that. I don't have to worry about her all of a sudden seeing someone and being excited and wanting to play. She definitely has it in her mind. Okay, work mode now versus when we get home, she gets to take the vest off, and that's when she gets to play, and that's when she gets to just be a dog for a little bit. So it's nice that she's able to kind of code switch back and forth between them. And it allows her to have more focus while she's working because she does have that time when she gets to come home and relax a little bit. It's just very wonderful to have her at home and have her be able to be more confident in herself and have that time to be able to be a dog, but then know when we go out that she has to work. When we started with Peach, we first had American Caniner come over to our home and they did an evaluation of Peach because, at this point she was very insecure, she was nervous, and she didn't really have anything down yet as far as the basics of service dog training, which when you do service dog training, you definitely want to start as early as possible with a dog with the right personality. And because we had followed the wrong trainer pretty much down that path, we were 6 months behind and we had a big setback with that. And we contacted a few companies, and American Caniner was one that we had really been interested in. And so they came over for an evaluation, and they were able to sit, talk with us, see what we were looking for, and kind of see where Peach was at now with what she needed. And, they were very upfront. Peaches was a very insecure dog, and that was something that they weren't promising results unless they knew they could guarantee them. And they said they would try and that we would kind of see how she would do. So we decided to go with them on the board and train for 5 weeks. So Peach went for training for 3 weeks to start, and it was hard. I did miss her a lot, but I knew it was the best thing for her. And when she came back, it was like a completely different dog. Oh my gosh, she was so happy, so confident. She knew how to just be like a dog. She wasn't so scared of the world. And she even had the basics down for what she needed for her future service work. And they came back, they did some training with us and, training the people, for what we needed to do with our dogs. And then she went back for another 2 weeks to finish out that first beginning training session. But they were able to really transform her and make her feel confident and able to do what she needed to do for service work. And after the 5 weeks, we ended up starting to take her to work with me. And she was wonderful. She, still a puppy, sometimes little slip ups, but she was able to help so much, even just as a puppy, just even with that basic training, with being able to do what she was able to do. And we recently just finished up the second round of training, more of service dog specific for what I needed, which a lot of it was, retrieving my cane, being able to walk with me, off leash, able to keep me balanced if I needed to get up off the floor, because I often sit on the floor just for being a little comfortable. And she's only 11 months and she's already doing all of this, and it's incredible. And we're definitely planning on additional training in the future. When it comes to service dog training, I would say American Caniner is the way to go, especially for this area, Northeast Ohio. It's so hard to find someone who's going to be upfront with you about what your dog is able to do. And, anyone who's looking to service dog, I would recommend getting them before you even get the puppy. American Caniner is someone who's going to be able to help you from the journey from picking out a puppy to the tasks you actually need them to do. And what was nice is they tailored to what she learned to what exactly I needed, because every disability is different and every person with a disability has different needs. And so to be able to have people who are able to work with what you need them to do and have the dog be confident in what they need to be able to do for you, it's incredible. It's so hard living with a disability and not being able to be as independent as you would like to be. And so American Caniner was able to give me some of that back with Peach. And, I'm eternally grateful for that.